sit right back and hear them tell the other broadcast crew who gather around the mighty drink to give their point of view. As man is a bounce by, he shows that he has fun, and Johnny our host will jump along, guiding us through the storm, guiding us through the storm. Big teams are rocky, keeps us through, he often gets his say, and just alive he knows the girls and everything Dragons win, and everything Dragons win. The Mad Dragon podcast is a journey unforeseen, with Tasman and Donnie to the moon, and makes with tea and cocoa. Just the start, Mazza and the other crew, here on the Mad Dragon podcast.
Well, g'day Dragons fans, it's game day! Here we are, grand final day. We are 15 minutes away from our New South Wales Cup team kicking off in a grand final up against the New Zealand Warriors. The teams, they have been confirmed. The Dragons basically 1 through 17, only one late change with Hame Sele. He comes into the starting lineup, and Ben Murdoch-Masila, he drops back to the bench. I think that's a good move for the Dragons. It'll provide some impact from the bench, and I think Hame Sele is a guy that's got bigger minutes in him. I think for us to win this game with a couple of outs that we've got, I think we need a guy like Ben Murdoch-Masila to really turn back the clock. So looking for him to have a big game. He traditionally plays about that sort of 20 to 30 minute range. I think we're going to need a bit more from Ben Murdoch-Masila today. The Dragons, this is how they line up. Cody Ramsey at fullback, Matty Finai and Jesse Williams on the wings, Hayden Buchanan and Tyler Peckham-Harris in the centres. In the halves, Jonah Glover and Lachlan Ilias. Up front, Blake Laurie and Hame Sele, with Connor Mollison in jersey number 9. A back row of Ray Fatala-Mariner, Nick Sagranis and Jacob Webster. The bench, Haley Finnell, Ryan Hutchinson, Ben Murdoch-Masila and Cyrus Stanley Trail. Now, the other interesting selection is probably the 18th man. Cade Reid has been selected as the 18th man, so he will get a run in the grand final if he is required. If we do have a couple of head knocks, the last time we played against the Warriors, it was a tough, hard, physical battle. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility that Cade Reid might see time in this game. The Warriors, they've had a few changes. Just the one late change though from the 17 that was named during the week, and it's a pretty big one. Freddie Lussick comes into the 17. He comes into the 17 in jersey number 22, and Makaya Tafua is the player that drops out of their side. Otherwise, they are 1 through 17. Tane Tuapiki at fullback, Setu Tu and Ed Kossi on the wings, Ali Leatoa and Moala Graham Taufa are the centre pairing. Very good halves pairing in Luke Hanson and Tanner Boyd. And up front, we've got Bunty Afoa, Tanner Stowers-Smith, and dummy half Sam Healy. Back row of Kalis Fataialofa, Eddie Iromaya Toiava, and Kalani Going is the captain and lock forward. And the bench, Jason Su Salalilo, Tommy Ale, Jet Cleary is their bench, and Freddie Lussick as well, the late inclusion. With Geronimo Doyle is the 18th man. I've got a couple of comments already. Ian Johnson says, fire up, Donnie. You better believe it, Jono. I am going to be fired up. And got quite a few people. Fafita asking if I'm going to be streaming the game. Glenn asking the same question. And Luke, no, I will not be streaming the game. It will be purely an audio-only call. There's copyright infringements if I do stream the game, so it's going to be audio only. I'll be commentating the game. I'll turn my camera off so you can't see my ugly mug, but we'll just be an audio only call. It's basically a radio broadcast. If you want to follow along, cheers, go the Dragons. As we get ever closer to kickoff, of course, these two teams. Top two teams throughout the regular season. The Warriors, though, they were the runaway minor premiers, the best team all season, 21 wins during the regular season compared to the Dragons, who had just the 15 wins. So the Warriors finished well above the Dragons, despite the fact the Dragons were second on the table. Angelo won't be streaming the game, just an audio-only broadcast, mate. So we'll be commentating the game. We'll be commentating throughout the game, but due to copyright laws, won't be able to stream the game. You have to go to Bar TV if you want to watch it, or you go to the St George Leagues Club. They are streaming the game at the Leagues Club. If you're wearing a Dragons jersey, you do get a beer and a burger for $20. So if you want to get down to the club, if you are a local in the St George region, you can head down to the St George Leagues Club, and $20 for a beer and a burger is pretty good going, I reckon. But if you're not local like me, I live in Western Australia, so I've got Bar TV up on my screen, and I'll just be calling the game to try and bring it to some people who might not otherwise be able to follow along. Okay, so 3 times these two teams met, well, so far in 2025. The first meeting way back in round 7. It was a big win to the Warriors on that day. That was a wake-up call, I think, for the Dragons, who had been going along really well at that stage of the season. With 40 points to 12, the Warriors won on that day in round 7. We met again in round 22, but a very, very different Warriors team that we'll be playing against today. A completely different spine. Geronimo Doyle was at fullback instead of Tane Tuapiki. The halves were completely different. The 9 was different to what we're going to see today. So very different team. We were able to get away with a 14-all draw. The Dragons were pretty different as well. We had a few players that didn't play in that game that will be playing in this one here today. But 14-all in round 22. And then we met in the qualifying final. That was a big game to qualify first for the decider, and it was the Dragons. Pretty convincing winners that day, 24 points to 10 over the Warriors. Wayne Kerr is not playing halfback, Angelo. No Wayne Kerr. Thanks for that, mate. Love your work. That's Bart Simpson would be proud. Thanks for the question, mate. But no Wayne Kerr. It's Lachlan Ilias for the Dragons and Tanner Boyd for the Warriors. But Wayne Kerr did actually play for the Irish national team a long time ago now. He was a front rower. Got plenty of laughs seeing his name as an actual person. But in any case, the big win in the qualifying final for the Dragons, 24-10. That'll give us plenty of confidence heading into this game. But again, different team that we're coming up against today. I think the Warriors will go into this game as favourites. You wouldn't think so, given the Dragons were the first to book a spot in the grand final. But a couple of big outs for the Dragons. We lose Locko Tonga. He suffered a knee injury in that game, and he hasn't been able to get up for this game. I think it was an MCL injury. There's been no reports from the club. Nothing official has come through from the club. But the unofficial word that I've heard from a few people is that it was an MCL injury. Whether he can play next week, if we do get through today, I'm not sure. But he's out. Jet Liu also out. He's been a big part of our side throughout season 2025. And Jacob Halangahu, of course, appendicitis, ended up in hospital just the other day. And he was a real shock. He wasn't one we were expecting to be missing. But such is the Dragon season, the luck that we have had in 2025 Jacob Halangahu also ruled out. But coming into the side, I don't mind the players that are coming in for the Dragons. Blake Laurie comes in, of course. He had his own infection, was in hospital only a couple of weeks ago as well. But Blake Laurie coming in adds a lot of NRL experience. A guy that's a real workhorse. He'll put up good numbers today, I guarantee you. I know some Dragons fans not massive fans of Blocker, but I tell you, he's a very good player at this New South Wales Cup level. I think he's a quality NRL player, to be honest. But he's a guy that'll work really hard. And talking about guys that will work really hard, Ryan Hutchinson, another guy that comes into the side that didn't play in that qualifying final. Hutchinson is a guy that is just an absolute warrior. Only a young kid. He's played a lot of the Jersey Flag season as well. But this bloke just works his ass off. He's a guy you're probably not going to notice unless you're a real purist like myself. But Ryan Hutchison, an absolute monster. And Cyrus Stanley Trail, the other guy that didn't play in the qualifying final that comes into this side, he's a weapon. Like, he's already got an NRL contract, not for 2026. He's already contracted. He has a top 30 contract that will come into effect in 2027. So he's a guy that the club see a big future for. A little bit, I see a lot of similarities to Luciano Leilua in that he's a big body. He can play in the centres. He can play in the second row. Really skillful. Moves well for a big guy as well. I think Cyrus Stanley Trail, again, he's not Jacob Halangahu, but he's a very talented player with a big future. While those players are good that are coming in, I do concede losing Locko Tonga, Jet Liu, Jacob Halangahu, they're three players that have huge impact, really strong ball carriers that bend the line. They'll knock the Warriors backwards, but with them not playing, they're being replaced by workhorse type players. So, I think we certainly lose something there. But we also get those guys that'll work hard on the inside and will close down that space maybe a little bit better than the guys that they're replacing. So I think that there's things that we gain, but there's also a few things that we lose with those players coming in. We've got a couple of questions coming through as well. Mitch Tui. Been a while since we had something to look forward to like today. How good is it to have Dragons footy on the big stage? Let's go, you good things. Absolutely, mate. It's a big day. It's a grand final. I've been nervous all day. Sitting around, I watched the Jersey Flag and the New South Wales Women's Premiership deciders. But, certainly looking forward to today and really nervous because this Warriors team, they are quality. Ian Johnson, he says blocker rules. I know that he does have some fans like myself and obviously Jono there, a big fan of blocker as well. But, certainly cops a bit of flack from some Dragons fans, that for sure. Another question from Mason Overfield asking if I'm streaming the game. I can't broadcast the pictures or the audio from the game. Unfortunately, there's copyright rules around that. It will be an audio-only broadcast. I will be commentating the game though, so won't be streaming it. Same question there from Jacob. Peter Hiles, Donnie's back. Yeah, mate, it's one time only, but grand final day, it's a good time to come back. Mark Cameron, he says, up the Dragons. Question, is the game on telly? It is not on telly. It is not on any channel. It is not on Fox. It is not on KO. It is not on Nine. It is on Bar TV Sports. You go to www.bartvsports.com.au. You have to subscribe to that service. It is $6.95 for a 48-hour subscription. So if you want to watch it, you want to actually see what's happening, you want to see the pictures, you've got to go to Bar TV to watch it. Up the wires, baby, says Jacob. So we've got not just Dragons fans. Obviously, it is the Mad Dragons vodcast, but public pages anyone can watch, even Wars fans. But I think you're going to be disappointed today, Jacob. The Dragons coming away with the victory. That's certainly what we're hoping. But I think you guys definitely go in as favourites. You deserve to be favourites. You've had a fantastic season in 2025, and you have been the best team all season. But it all comes down to today. All comes down to how you perform on the big stage. How much of the Wars going to win by, says Mike? Probably 24, but let's hope not. I don't. Why don't we? We've got this interactive broadcast going. Why don't you put your predictions? What's the score going to be? Pick the score, pick the margin. Who's going to win? Chuck it in the comments, and we'll see who gets closest at the end. There's no prize for that, but you'll get bragging rights for sure. Mama Dib, Donny, good to see you. Good to see you in the comments too, Mo. Always one of the regulars. Grant Rower, similar comment. Geez, we've got a few Warriors fans. Looking forward to this broadcast, and the Dragons, they are making their way out onto the field. We are just moments away from this game getting underway. So I might, well, just before we do kick off, because the New South Wales Rugby League at the start of the day, they did announce the team of the year, and this is it. Cody Ramsey from the Dragons named at fullback. Jonah Glover named in the halves. Both had fantastic seasons this year. So the Dragons with a couple of players in the back line. The Warriors, they got a few players that have made the forward pack. Tommy Ale, he's not even in the starting forward pack for the Warriors here today, coming off the bench. Not bad for a guy that's in the team of the year. Kalis Fataya Lofa and Kalani Going also in that side. But might get rid of that, go to audio only. Was 32-16, says Jacob. Go the Dragons, says Greg. Lachlan Ilias to kick off. The Warriors will have first use of the ball. And we are underway here in the 2025 knock-on effect New South Wales Cup Grand Final. And it's Doward Smith with the first carry. He's met by Blake Laurie, Jacob Webster, and also Hame Sele. The three middles make good first contact. And the Warriors, they're not up to their 10-metre line here on play two. Healy goes across to Ofolo. On his 10-metre line, had the ball free and thought about an offload, thought better of it. The higher percentage option to take the tackle, but great line speed here early from the Dragons. Sagranis and Mollison in that tackle ongoing. So now they try and find a little space in behind the ruck there with Tuapiki. And they get a kick from inside their 30. A lot of pressure there on Tanner Boyd as well. It goes straight down the throat of Williams. Williams charges back, and the Dragons, their first tackle will be just short of the 40-metre line. A good start defensively for the Dragons. They're winning the field position battle in that first set. Now the Warriors get a chance to show what they can do defensively. There's Ramsey. He gets out of dummy half. We play it back to Mollison. Now Webster punching in behind the ruck. Healy down low. Should be a quick play the ball. The Dragons look to get a bit of a run on. It comes from Sele. Out it goes now wider. And it ends up with Sagranis. Sagranis, he powers forward in that tackle, getting late in the count. Mollison goes across to Ilias. Ilias will go to the sky. He'll test out the fullback. He's got the weight perfect there. A one-on-one strip from Jonah Glover. And he gets across for the first try of the grand final. Well, Tane Tuapiki, he was looking for the try line. He was looking to get his foot back in the in goal. He was worried more about that. The referee, he's asking the bunker to check it. I didn't know they had a bunker, but they must have a bunker here for the grand final. At the moment, the scoreline reads 4-0. Dragons kick to come. We'll wait for the replay. But this was a perfect kick from Lachlan Ilias. Glover is onside. He chases hard. Tuapiki puts a foot back into the in goal. He's lost it and knocked on by Glover. So it's knocked on first by Tuapiki and then knocked on by Glover from that look, that angle that we saw. It'll be a Dragons feed. So the first try comes off. It will go back to 0-0 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. So Tuapiki, again, was more concerned with trying to get in the in goal, but the perfection of the kick from Ilias just caused him to not think about the first part that he needed to get right. And he knocks it on. Glover chasing through, though, also knocked it on short of the line. So the Dragons, from the scrum win, inside pass to Ramsey. He'll play it back to Mollison. Now Sele, he keeps charging towards the line. Sele, he's just about over. There's about 5 Warriors in that tackle to force him back into the field of play. Not able to play it as quickly as he would have liked. Mollison goes from dummy half. He tries to get over, uses his strength, but again, getting underneath. I think that might be, no, it's not Tuapiki. It's a Fadialofa that gets underneath the ball. Tuapiki rolled him over as well, was involved in the tackle. Glover out the back now to Ilias. Ilias tipped on, knocked on by Williams. So the Warriors, they hold on. Solomon, where can we watch this? Bar TV Sports is the only place you can watch it, mate. www.bartvsports.com.au. You'll have to pay $6.95 for a 48-hour subscription. Otherwise, you get the radio broadcast from yours truly, the Mad Dragon, Donny Bell. The Dragons, they threw everything at the Warriors. The Warriors managed to just hold on. A little tip-on play from Cody Ramsey. Just didn't find the mark there of Jesse Williams. It goes into touch. So the Warriors bringing their own end. It remains 0-0. 3 minutes gone on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Stowers Smith, a big inclusion for the Warriors. We talked pre-game about the changes for the Dragons. The Warriors there's Healy. Healy busts out of a tackle and chopped down from behind. A desperate effort there from Blake Laurie to prevent a line break there from Healy. And now the kick goes down to Williams, and Williams, he takes it well. Gets smashed by Setu over the top. Kieran White, what streaming service available to watch this? Bar TV Sports is the streaming service where you can watch it. As Matty Feeney gets a carry off his own line, plays it back to Mullison. Now it's with Peckham Harris, the diminutive Dragon centre, driven backwards in that tackle from the Warriors. Now Laurie continues to back up towards the 40-metre line. Slow play the ball. It's a 30-metre line, rather. The kick comes from Glover. Taken up above the head there of Kossi. He'll be a target for the Dragons. He's made more errors than any other player in the competition. I expect him to get a lot of ball kicked in his general direction throughout the day. I think about a shift there to a picky, though. The Dragons outside men up quickly. Made him rethink that option as they go to the outside. Williams one-on-one with two. Gets away from Williams and coming across in cover, Hayden Buchanan. And Williams comes again to finish off the tackle. So the Warriors looking to use the ball and stretch the Dragons' defence. That's what looked a forward pass from a follower. Not picked up by the officials. Stowers Smith will play it. Healy again exploring out a dummy half. It goes to Going. Going put down onto his back by Soleil and Webster. Now Healy goes to Boyd for the bomb towards Williams. Jet Cleary really tested out Williams in the last game where they played in the qualifying final. I think that'll be knocked on against two. And the Dragons will come out to the 10-metre line. No advantage after the knock-on. So hand over, 10 metres out. Ellie wants to know, will the Dragons, how will we go in 26, 27, 28, 2030? I think, I don't know, mate. I have no clue how we're going to go. Yeah. Bar TV, trouble connecting server error. Okay, well, I'm watching it on Bar TV myself, so I'm not sure what issue you're having there, Gary. Selle up towards the 40-metre line. Sloppy play the ball, gets away with it. Blake Laurie up towards halfway. We'll play it back to Mullison. Mullison goes back for the kick from Glover. Glover's able to run a long way. He's able to run an absolute eternity before he puts the kick up. Matty Feeney chasing through to a pick. He takes it, and he's hit as soon as he comes back to earth. Charlie Brown also saying Bar TV not working at all. I'm watching it on Bar TV, so I'm calling it from Bar TV here in Western Australia. So I'm not sure what's happening there. And maybe a few people trying to sign up, but Bar TV maybe haven't had this many people trying to watch at the same time ever before. So they might be a little stretched as Healy gets in a dummy half, goes to Stowers Smith. He backs up to the 40-metre line. Jonah Glover spent a long time in that tackle on 5. Boyd, again under a little bit of pressure, but again testing out Williams. Williams gets back into the in-goal, and he'll bring it back to the 20. Well, he took that in the in-goal, ref. He now gives it. Well, the referee has not called that as a 20-metre restart. He was clearly inside the in-goal area when he caught it. That's a terrible call from the referee. It doesn't matter. We get up to almost the 20-metre line anyway, but don't get a 7-tackle set. There's Cody Ramsey, gets an offload back to Glover. Glover, show and go. Almost gets through. He's taken there by Hansen, who turtles around on top of him. A long pass goes to the middle of the field with Selle. Selle, he's up over halfway and up towards the 40-metre line. Mullison goes to Laurie. Laurie looks to go back in behind the ruck. He runs into Going, who puts him down with the assistance of Afoa. Now with Glover, charge down. 6 again here for the Dragons. It goes back to Cody Ramsey. Here's a good chance. Ramsey exploring. He couldn't quite position Jesse Williams there to put him away. Williams jumps into dummy half. Goes from Ilias, turns that inside to Laurie. That's a real settler here for the Dragons, but they're 10 metres out from the Warriors' line. 0-all on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard, 8.5 gone. Ilias dummies on the inside, goes outside to Glover. Glover swung around in the tackle there of Hansen and put down centre field. Mullison goes to Webster. Webster hitting the tackle there of Healy. And he's just a couple of metres short of the line. Mullison at dummy half, goes to Glover. Glover shows, goes, puts the pass around the corner to Laurie, who couldn't handle it. And the Warriors survive again. It remains 0-all. 9 minutes gone on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Jordan Morgan saying works on my laptop, not on my phone. So certainly some issues with people trying to connect to the stream. Any word on if Cody is staying at the Dragons? No word at all, mate. He's been offered a train and trial deal. And my understanding is he's not going to accept that. A 40-20 attempt goes down. Matty Feeney tries to tap it back in field, and it goes over the sideline. Well, Tanner Boyd comes up with a 40-20 that will put the Warriors on the attack for the first time in this game. The Dragons have had a couple of opportunities they haven't been able to convert. But a kick early in the count, Boyd changes the direction of the kick, catches Matty Feeney not back deep enough. He scrambles back but can't keep the ball in the field of play. It bounces over the sideline after he touches it, and the Warriors, they go on the attack. So a big opportunity for the Warriors now to post first points. There's Afoa dummies on the outside, takes them on. They won't stop him, or they do, just short of the line. Laurie and Selle, I didn't think they were a chance, but Afoa is a centimetre short. Ilias races up on the outside. They go back the other way towards Hansen. Hansen's put down by Webster. Connor Mullison, well, he's definitely got to give away the 6 again there. Now Going. So it should be another full set. Connor Mullison, again involved in the tackle on Going. Healy goes to Boyd. Now it comes out to Hansen. Hansen gets it out wider. Graham Talfa driven backwards. Great defence there from Tyler Peckham-Harris. They go out of dummy half through Kosi. Nowhere for him to go. It's going to be trapped in the ruck there is Ray Fatala Mariner. They go from dummy half. They dive over from dummy half. And it's Graham Talfa that goes over, and the Warriors score first points. I don't think there's any doubt about that one at all. It was Ray Fatala Mariner trapped in the ruck. The Dragons' A defender wasn't tight enough, and it was pretty easy for Moala Graham Talfa. He dives over to score the try. The first try of this game was because Matty Feeney, again, he was too wide. I think Tyler Peckham-Harris was actually caught on the wrong side of the ruck. He needed to be the A defender on that short side. And he lines up directly in front there of Edward Cossey. Graham Talfa just dives over from dummy half. It was pretty poor positioning, really, from Tyler Peckham-Harris, not normally a centre. Score update, mate. I've been given score updates as often as I can. The Warriors have scored first. It is 4-0. The Warriors leading, kick to come. 12 and a half minutes gone. Tanner Boyd with the conversion attempt. So the Dragons had a try early to Jonah Glover. It was denied by the video ref. That conversion attempt hits the post and is waved away. So close, but waved away. 4-0. 12 and a half gone on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. We have another look at that try. Cossey drew in a few defenders and simple barge over from dummy half try from Moala Graham Talfa. Tell you, Moala Graham Talfa is a player that I think was a little unlucky not to be named in the New South Wales Cup Team of the Year. He's had a fantastic season. Stower Smith from the kick return brings it in to Hame Sele and Nick Sagranis and Connor Mullison involved on that tackle. And Fuddy Alofa. Man, it went very close, Bontiofoa. He plays the ball. Again, a Dragons player left lying in the ruck. He comes out to Urumaya Toiava. The Dragons looking to set the tone. Whoa, there's a great run from Going. Late in the count. Trying to milk a penalty here, Healy. Kicks from just outside the 40. Referee's having none of it. Cody Ramsey allows that one to go over his head and will go right over the dead ball line. So that will be a 7-tackle set here for the Dragons. Cody Ramsey is screaming at his teammates to get back behind the 20-metre line. He taps and gives it off to Matty Finite. So on the 0 tackle, up near the 30-metre line. Ilias to dummy half. He goes to Williams. Williams looks to bounce away from Boyd, but Boyd holds his ground. Looks like Ryan Hutchinson's onto the field very early. And he cops a high shot. I'm interested to see who Ryan Hutchinson is on the field for. Just 14 minutes in to this first half. I wouldn't think Blake Laurie's still there. So there's a high shot from Bontiofoa on Hutchinson. The Dragons get the penalty. Up to Sagranis. That's an early issue, though, for the Dragons as they work down a short side. Ilias goes to Buchanan. Buchanan gets to the fullback. He turns to a picky inside out. And Hayden Buchanan gets the first try for the Dragons. Well, I tell you what, Lachlan Ilias is having a game today. He has started this contest on fire. Goes right to the line. Puts Hayden Buchanan into space and Tane to a picky. He got dizzy there trying to find where Buchanan was. A great try for the Dragons, but laid on by Lachlan Ilias. He went right to the line. A great little short ball, a good line from Buchanan. Plenty of talent in this try. Just got to the outside of his opposite man. Dummied on the inside to Mullison, and Tuapiki could not find Buchanan. He dives over, and the Dragons lock this one up 4-all. Kick to come. And he brought it around, improved the position as well, Buchanan. Glover should be able to convert. Be about 10 metres to the side of the post. Try and give the Dragons the lead here in this one. Kieran White, some intense commentary here. I'm loving it. Thanks, mate. Biased commentary. I think it's the best kind of commentary. When you know that it's biased, you know where it's coming from. Certainly a Dragons biased broadcast, that's for sure, here on the Mad Dragons podcast. Where can we watch the game other than Bar TV Sports? Nowhere. Conversion attempt successful from Jonah Glover and the Dragons. Well, they hit the lead for the first time today. They're up 6 points to 4 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Damo says, go the boys, as we have another look. The great work from Buchanan. There are 17 minutes gone. Dragons leading 6 points to 4. Kickoff goes down and Laurie with the kick return. Runs into Stowers Smith and Offoa. Work down a short side with Fatala Mariner. Ran for 180 metres last time these two teams met. Been quiet to start this game in the opening 18 minutes. Webster. Looks like Hame Sele is a player that's gone off. We know he has had his injury issues, but to see him go off 14 minutes into the game is a concern. As Connor Mullison, he slipped over as he got to that Bunty Offoa. He's been hit high. The referee's still got his arm up saying it's tackle 5. Well, Connor Mullison, he 100% slipped over. He was about 30 centimetres from the ground when Offoa hit him, but he hit him high. He got him in the head. So it has to be a penalty. He's rolling around. He's actually holding down lower. So maybe the reason he fell down, his knee has given way. His knee just buckled as Offoa comes over the top. And again, like it's rough on Offoa, but he got him high. He hit him in the head. As he collapsed, as his knee seemed to buckle there, Connor Mullison. I think he's done. I think Hayley Finau might be into this game early. Connor Mullison. There's lots of Dragons fans here at CommBank. There's one Warriors bloke. There he is. Share the screen, brother. Copyright infringement. Mate, copyright laws mean that I can't. The rights belong to Bar TV Sports, and I could get in a lot of trouble for sharing my screen, so I won't be doing that. It's an audio-only broadcast as Mullison plays the ball. He's staying out on the field. He's trying to run off the issue that he's had and the tackle 5, so no penalty for the high contact from Offoa. I'm okay with that, to be honest, but to the letter of the law, it should have been a Dragons penalty, although I think it would have been very rough if it was. John Muller says it's not a penalty. It isn't a penalty, but he certainly made contact with the head. But the fact that he fell over and he was about a centimetre from the ground, I think that's rough on a front rower to expect him to be able to not make contact. It wasn't overly hard contact. It's not a concussion issue for Mullison. The Warriors, they get through their set and they put the kick down. And again, targeting Jesse Williams. He's been okay so far, Williams. But they did pepper him in the qualifying final. It was Jet Cleary that peppered him in that game. Tanner Boyd will look to do the same here today as the try scorer Buchanan goes back to Finau. Finau, there's a strong run. Really strong carry from the Dragons winger and a quick play the ball. Ramsey goes in behind the ruck to Peckham Harris. Peckham Harris is picked off by Stowers Smith, but another quick play the ball. And Ramsey at a dummy half. Looks to step to the outside. He couldn't find an outside runner, though, as they'd all come in for a carry in this set. So it goes back to Glover to kick from just inside his own half on 5. It's a bomb that goes down and it's taken by Tuapiki just inside his 10-metre arc. He brings it back and he's met by Peckham Harris. He's got a great defensive technique, does Tyler Peckham Harris. He bends his back. Well, he doesn't need to bend his back too much as the Dragons player has just dropped like a stone in the backfield there. And it's Connor Mullison again with that knee issue. Like, I think he's done. I think he's done here, Connor. 6-4, is it? Yes, it is, Glenn. 6 points to 4. The Dragons lead on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. 20 minutes gone. Connor down for the second time. And I think he's got, yes, he's in a bad way. I don't think he should have stayed on in the first place. I don't know what sort of test the trainer did on the field. Normally they can tell straight away if it's an ACL. He's hobbling off here, Connor. This is, yeah, and his head goes into his hands. These are sad scenes. John Muller saying ankle. I was thinking knee, but you may be right. Haley Finn out, making his way out onto the field. I'm certainly no doctor. Haley Finn out. He'll get the last 60 minutes here at 9. Very versatile player. Can play anywhere, but his preferred position is dummy half. Got a good running game. He's not Connor Mollison defensively, though. And the Dragons will certainly miss his work in the middle of the field, but he is distraught here, Connor. So I'm not sure if Connor's got a contract for 2026, and if it isn't a serious knee injury, it could be huge in the context of his career. Dragons leading 6 points to 4 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. 20 minutes gone. The first quarter of the game is gone. The Warriors up around halfway. I think they've just got a 6 again call as well there for the Dragons being offside, so a full set of 6 as Healy gets out a dummy half. I don't know whether Hutchinson was square there at marker. He gets involved in the tackle. Now the Warriors, they've gone to their bench, and it's Tommy Arley in the New South Wales Cup Team of the Year. So a quality player to be able to bring on at this stage. As Boyd goes across field, out to Tuapicky. Tuapicky looks to step inside. A good tackle made from Lachlan Ilias. Comes across now again with Boyd. Underneath the Stowers Smith. Hutchinson in the tackle, along with Laurie and Finau. As Boyd goes to the line, kicking towards the Finau side, chasing through. I think that's knocked on there by the Warriors. It's picked up by Peckham Harris. Well, the referee is saying goal line dropout. Well, I thought that was knocked on by the Warriors. We'll no doubt have a look at this. Cheers for the commentary. No dramas. Any news on Chevy Stewart as we have a look at that replay? Graham Taufa, he seemed to get up higher, and I'd have to think he got hands on it, but we've got a goal line dropout, a short dropout here from Ilias. The Dragons chasing through. No one really competes for it. Ed Cossey gets up, takes it uncontested. What's the point of a short dropout if you're not going to contest it? There's Going takes it towards the line. He's about 2 or 3 metres short as Blake Laurie just leans his head on Going. Annoys the crap out of him. As it goes to Arley. Arley, he's put down centre field. About 4 metres out. Healy, out the back. It goes to Boyd. Dummies a couple of times. Turns that one underneath now to Leatoa. Healy, short ball. They try and power over the line. No way through. Susalulu. Finau makes the tackle there on Healy. Ale on tackle 5. He's held there by Sagranis. They wrap up the ball, and that was just a hit up on tackle 5 from the Warriors. Well, that maybe is not the end of the set that they wanted. They hand it over just a couple of metres out, and the Dragons, their defence stands tall. 23 minutes gone, the Dragons leading 6 points to 4 in the knock-on effect New South Wales Cup Grand Final. Sagranis, he plays it back. Williams comes in for a carry. Boyd in the tackle along with Going. Now Laurie goes to Glover. Now Fatala Mariner. Fatala Mariner plays it back. Quick play the ball. Outside, inside, look inside again there from Glover. But he holds onto it and takes it into contact with Going. So they get to the end of the set and they get up to the halfway line. So good get out set there from the Dragons. The kick goes high, down to 2, across to Tuapiki. So they look to go wide. They test out to see, make sure all the Dragons chase through in one line. They do. As Fatala Mariner makes the tackle. Now Kossi. Score updated is 6 points to 4. The Dragons leading, 24 minutes gone. The Warriors with the ball. They're 40 metres out from their own line. Comes across to Boyd. Boyd goes out to Leotoa. And he's dropped the ball. Well, it wasn't Leotoa, it was Setu 2. Came in for a carry and a sloppy play the ball will give the Dragons an opportunity to go on the attack. Well, since the Dragons scored a great try through Hayden Buchanan, it has really been going through the middle third of the field, waiting to see who would blink first. And it's Setu 2 who is the first to blink from the Warriors. Gives the Dragons the scrum feed just on the Warriors' side of halfway. Lachlan Ilias feeds the ball. They go to the open side, turned underneath for Laurie. Laurie! Well, there was a couple of players called offside there for the Warriors that decided not to get involved. As Webster looks to bounce out of the tackle there of Arley. Finau comes across to Ilias. Ilias goes to Buchanan. Buchanan stepping back infield, goes inside Lachlan Ilias, and he's put down. Some light stepping. Ilias now goes across, shows it a couple of times, goes out to Glover. Glover then turns it back inside to Fatala Mariner. Fatala Mariner's looking for a crease. Gets the pass away now with Ramsey. Ramsey spinning. Stands in the tackle. There's 3 Warriors there. They can't get him to the ground. Finau goes to Laurie. Laurie takes it into contact. He had Webster on his outside shoulder, but takes the tackle, put down onto his back. Finau goes to Ilias. Ilias dummies inside, goes outside. It's with Glover. Glover to Peckham Harris. He rolls it in behind. The Warriors look to have it covered to Tuapiki. Dives on the loose ball. He's tackled right down in his corner, just a couple of metres out from his own line. And the Warriors, well, this is the toughest thing to do in the game. Bringing it out from a corner. So the Dragons trying to turn up the heat with their defence and their line speed. Laurie up quickly on that occasion. 2. Tips it out to Boyd. Well, they look to find the Dragons with a compressed defensive line. The Warriors willing to use the ball. Buchanan and Williams had to make that tackle, and they did. Boyd out of dummy half. An offload goes back to Boyd. Boyd, dummies on the inside, takes the tackle. There of Sagranis. Laurie over the top. They come back now with a kick from Hanson. Hanson, a midfield bomb, will be taken in pretty decent field position here from Finau. Finau looked to the outside, dummies to Ramsey, who might have been away if he gave the pass, but probably the higher percentage option there from Matty Finau to take the tackle. Peckham Harris takes that one as Fatala Mariner now up towards the halfway line. We are 6 points to 4. The Dragons leading on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. 27 minutes gone. Big Ben Murdoch-Masilla was named to start, comes off the bench, his first run. Gets a quick play the ball. Finau gets out, goes to Ilias. Ilias dummies to the outside, takes on the line. He's put down by Arley and Boyd. Sagranis gets into dummy half. It comes back now with Finau. He dummies a couple of times, goes himself. Webster almost creates an obstruction. He'll play it back to Webster now. Webster goes to Glover. Glover goes back across to Hutchinson. Hutchinson, he takes on Freddie Lussick. Had the arm free, thought about an offload, but takes it to ground. Finau at dummy half. He goes out the back on 5. It goes across to Buchanan. Buchanan looks to take on Leotoa. Buchanan over the line. Can he get it down? Everyone says held up. Touch judge says held up. Referee says held up. And the Warriors, they hold on, but only just. Hayden Buchanan, he has looked incredibly dangerous every time he's got the ball. Ali Leotoa is having all sorts of problems with him. And again, he missed the tackle. Tane Tuapiki. Wonderful job to stop that ball from getting to the ground. And keeps the scoreline at 6 points to 4 to the Dragons over the Warriors on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. 29 minutes gone. You're at Combank Stadium. To go down to Fadialofa. Get a goose step that fooled nobody. Lussick. Now with Boyd. Wide and a good tackle from Ilias. Defensively, he's been very good. He's been very good overall. He's probably been the best player on the field, Lachlan Ilias. The bomb, it's allowed to bounce there by the Dragons. And luckily, there was urgency there from Tyler Peckham-Harris. He shows even more urgency, gets around the chasers. Tyler Peckham-Harris into the backfield. He steps inside. Well, a great return and now smashed over the top and drops the ball. Well, Tyler Peckham-Harris, that was exhilarating stuff. The ball allowed to bounce. It bounced back towards the Warriors. The urgency from Tyler Peckham-Harris allowed him to pick it up. And then he just exploded here around the outside of the Warriors' chasers. He beat Healy, looked inside, beats Fadialofa. And it was Iremaya Toiava that came over the top from behind. He didn't see him. Forces the ball free and the Warriors get the scrum feed. But there was alarm bells ringing there for the Warriors. Momentarily, Tyler Peckham-Harris. Great run, but comes up with the error. And the Warriors get it in pretty good field position. No free links. Not that I have. And I don't know if anybody else has got any. There's Healy. Goes to Lussick. He's playing as a running forward with Sam Healy remaining on the park. An extra effort there from Ryan Hutchinson. I'm assuming that brought about a restart to the tackle count. Webster there makes the tackle. And Salalilu. Now with Ale. Ale centre field. Webster makes the tackle. Lussick through the middle of the field runs into Ramsey and Hutchinson. Ramsey trapped at marker. He's going to have to work hard. It comes out now to Boyd. Boyd goes the short ball with Fadialofa. He's put down. Play it back to Healy. Healy dummies to the outside. Tries to force his way over the line. He had the arm up over his shoulder. He somehow managed to hold onto the ball. Important tackle there from Fatala Mariner. Boyd bombs towards Williams. He's bringing that down short. It's taken by Setu 2. He comes down with the ball. Well, everyone was competing for it. It was won by Setu 2. He goes over to score the Warriors second, and they're back in front. 8 points to 6. Kick to come. 32 minutes gone. Well, the kick there just landed on top of the head here of Hayden Buchanan. Setu 2 wins the aerial contest. And the Warriors back in front. We have another look to see if there's any reason to take it off him. We'll see if he takes that cleanly. I don't know if they'll have an angle to be able to show whether he maybe drops this on the back of Buchanan. No, he takes that clean as a whistle. And that'll be a try, you would think, for the Warriors. Back in front here. And the knock-on effect. New South Wales Cup Grand Final. Improves the position, so they should be able to convert this one as well and take a 10-6 lead. So Boyd. And basically right in front, moves in, knocks it over. The Warriors are out to a 10-6 lead. 7 minutes to go until half-time. Enthralling first half. Both teams have had their chances. The Dragons I would say the Dragons have probably had the better of it. But it's the Warriors leading 10-6. Up to ours. Obviously pretty happy. To see his Warriors back in front here in the grand final. That kickoff is deep. It goes down just short of the dead ball line. Handed off to Tom Arley. He runs into Fatala Mariner and Ryan Hutchinson. So Healy. Well, there's a great run. Really strong run. Jason Susalalilo. Now, well, they're rolling through this set. Jeremiah Toiava is up towards the halfway line on tackle 3. Now with Tuapiki, the Warriors, they're up and about all of a sudden after scoring points. Comes from Boyd. And again they go through. Jeremiah Toiava inside. Goes to Sam Healy. And the Warriors go bang, bang. They score 2 tries in 2 minutes. And they stretch this to a 14-6 lead. Kick to come on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Shannon Windsor, well, there we have it, 14-6. The Warriors in front, about to be 16-6. The Dragons, well, that looked like a set where they dropped their heads and the Warriors went up a gear. The Dragons, they now need to find some way of responding because that was a poor set defensively and it finishes with a Warriors try. Ulamaya Toiava just burst straight through. Finds Sam Healy backing up on the inside. About a 3 out of 10 for the swan dive for Healy at the end. But he won't care. He gets 4 points regardless. You do a swan dive, you can't be landing knees first, mate. That's pathetic. It's not good enough. The Warriors, they're up and about. Pretty happy with that. The kick again from right in front. Warriors, they're out to a 16-6 lead, 36 minutes gone. Well, the Dragons need to put their shoulders to work. With 4 minutes until half time. The Warriors lead 16-6 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Lachlan Ilias from the halfway line. Gets us back underway and it goes down to Tommy Arley. They drive them down into a corner. Cyrus Stanley Trail is out there in jersey 17 for his first minutes of the game, the back end of this half. I don't know that the Dragons were square there at marker. Referee is happy with it. Matty Feeney involved in both tackles to start this set, and the Warriors, they come over now towards the centre of the field. Our first glitch in the stream. So they come towards the middle. Put down there is Fadialofa. Now with Lussick. Lussick runs into Stanley Trail and Murdoch Masilla. Obviously, Willie Tallow with Stanley Trail looking to get some fresh legs out there. The back end of this half. They get to their kick, kicking from just inside the 40. Will go down the throat here of Williams. Takes it well. We haven't seen him in space, but he runs that back at 1,000,000 miles an hour, Jesse Williams. No thoughts of self-preservation. Runs into Jeremiah Toiava. Not a pastime I'd recommend. He seems to wear the contact pretty well. Now Buchanan. He plays it back to Ilias. Goes to Ramsey. Go across and it's with Feeney. So they go a few wide over towards this right-hand side. Now the middle with Murdoch Masilla. Ilias, he tips that onto Sagranis, looks to spin out of the tackle, gets away from Leotoa a couple of times. before the tackle is completed. Now comes back with Ramsey. That's rather Ilias in the middle of the field. Now Fatala Mariner. Take the tackle. Comes to Glover on last. Ramsey is chasing through here at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Ramsey gets up, competes. The ball is knocked backwards by the Warriors into the in-goal area. It'll be a goal line dropout. Claims that Cody Ramsey got to it first. Referee disagrees. We've got a minute and a half here until half time. Finally get some quality back in the stream. Will be a goal line dropout. So the Dragons will have just under 90 seconds. They go long with their dropout, and it's a ripper. Goes 60 on the fly. This bounces down towards the 10-metre line. Jacob Webster collects that just 15 metres out from his own try line. What a goal line dropout. It's gone 75 metres there from Tanner Boyd. And what was a golden opportunity for the Dragons just before the break turns into them sort of basically bringing it off their own line. Fatala Mariner on tackle 3 gets just over halfway, but that's a really good run. Stands in the tackle, can't get the arm free. Wrapped up by Lussick. Murdoch Masilla goes to Glover. Glover, dummy, go! Almost got through. He's chopped down. An important tackle from Fadialofa. Plays it back to Finau. He goes to Webster. Webster, just a settler here for the Dragons. 30 seconds until the break. Although that's not the official clock. There might be longer left than that. It goes to Glover. And we've lost the stream.
Fourth minute has taken this from 6-4 and stride for stride to 16-6, and the Warriors well on top. Yeah, absolutely.
I apologise for that. Lose the stream there for a moment, and as we come back, it is half time. No change to that scoreline, so no tries in the period of time we had there with the stream dropping out at half time. It is the New Zealand Warriors leading 16 points to 6. Still plenty of time left in this contest. Plenty of Warriors fans up there, but lots of Warriors fans watching as well as the Dragons fans. At 16-6, the Warriors certainly on top. The Dragons, they've had their chances. They almost scored the first try of the game through Jonah Glover after an error from Tane Tuapiki. That one was rubbed out as it was also knocked on by Glover and was unable to get across. The Warriors, their first try, Moala Graham Talfa just diving over from dummy half. The Dragons not well positioned. A great try from the Dragons to respond. Gave them the lead for the first time in the game. Hayden Buchanan turned Tane Tuapiki inside out after a great short ball from Lachlan Ilias. The Warriors, though, they regained the lead as Setu 2 climbed above Hayden Buchanan to take a bomb. Went over and scored, made it 10 points to 6, and then a horrible defensive set after points from the Dragons. So Eddie Iremaya Toiava burst straight through. He found Sam Healy backing up on the inside. He got the try, and that it gives us this 16 points to 6 scoreline. Warriors, well, they've been the best team all year. They lead here at the break. Well, I might take a little bit of a break because I've got to hit the head. As soon as I'm back, though, I'll get back into it. What have we got? What music have we got? We don't want dance, pop, night driving. Let's go rock. Well, 40 minutes to go in season 2025. For at least one of these teams, because the winner of this game will play next week on grand final day up against the Burleigh Bears. The Burleigh Bears beating the North Devils in the Queensland Cup grand final yesterday. That one you could actually watch on Fox. This one, unfortunately, you can't on Bar TV Sports only. Bar TV seems to be having a few dramas. Looking in the comments, a lot of people struggling with the stream from Bar TV, which would certainly be frustrating if you paid your $6.95 and you're having a tough time with the stream. But yes, it is halftime now. Official Benny. Halftime. The Warriors leading 16 points to 6 at the break here in the knock-on effect to New South Wales Cup grand final. It's been an interesting half. I think the Dragons probably for the first half an hour at least I thought were slightly the better team. There wasn't much between them. It's been a real contest. It's been a good game between two top sides. These two teams finished 1 and 2 at the end of the regular season. The score is 16-6, Crystal, in favour of the Warriors over the Dragons. And it was a good contest, but I thought the Dragons probably just had the better of it in that opening half an hour. And then the Warriors scored to go in front at 10 points to 6, Setu 2 climbing above the pack to give them a lead. And then they just went bang, bang, 2 tries in quick succession. The Dragons, after conceding that try, that momentary lapse in concentration, their heads really seemed to drop. And it was obviously very disappointing. My dad, I tried to help him out with the technology earlier, but he's still having trouble casting to the big screen. I've got it up on the big screen, but I've got AirPlay, not Chromecast. So I don't know whether Bar TV has got issues with Chromecast. It maybe only works with the Apple version, which is AirPlay. I'm not 100% sure. There may be somebody else can help him out. I don't know if you've got an HDMI cable, Dad. Maybe you can hook that up to your TV direct from a laptop into your TV. That's the only thing I can suggest there. Still trying to help Dad out on the live stream. I don't know. Otherwise, you can just tune in and watch me and have a beer. But hopefully the Dragons can bring it home, down 16 points to 6 at the break. Only down by 10 points, but first points, obviously, in this second half are going to be incredibly important. I think it always seems to be the way. But if the Warriors get out to an even bigger lead early in this second half, then we've already seen that the Dragons' mentality, they do have a tendency to drop their heads, and we certainly wouldn't want to see that. We don't want to see a blowout in this game, that's for sure. I think we want to at least be able to keep it close and maintain respectability, but I don't think we're far away. I could definitely see the Dragons closing this gap, but the Warriors are a quality team. That's why they finished, 21 wins to 15. That's a good 12 competition points clear of us at the top of the ladder. We were second. We were the second best team. The Warriors were the runaway best team in the competition. They're a very, very good side, and that's why they're going to be tough to beat, tough to run down with a 16-6 lead. If we can score first points, I think we'll really put the wind up them. And there's enough quality in this Dragons side to think that they might be able to do something. But there are obviously some issues for the Dragons. I think we're a bit short on the bench. Hame Sele went off after just 14 minutes. I'm not sure exactly what the injury was. I don't have the commentary going. So I'm not sure whether there is an injury or whether they just wanted to get him off after 14 minutes, having an impact. But knowing Hame Sele, it's probably an injury. So he may very well be gone for the game. And then we lost Connor Mollison as well to an. I thought it was a knee. I think John Muller was in the comments saying it was an ankle issue. So in any case, I don't think Connor Mollison's coming back. So we may very well be down a couple on the bench, which that's going to be incredibly difficult to come back from 10 points down with 2 men down on the bench. I I haven't seen any injury issues for the Warriors. We haven't seen Jet Cleary injected into the game just yet. Yeah, again, he's a fresh man on the bench. I think we've used everybody on our bench. Some good performance. Lachlan Ilias. I mean, I've been a bit of a critic of Ilias throughout season 2025. I know that people like the Mole and plenty of others in the media. Braithen Astor, obviously, as his manager, trying to tell everybody that he's this sensational player that is absolutely brained the New South Wales Cup season. He hasn't been that good in New South Wales Cup at all. I've watched every single game of the New South Wales Cup season, and there's not a single game. Well, there's probably one or two games all season where I would have him in the best 10 Dragons players on the field. But today, I think he's probably been the best Dragon, along with Hayden Buchanan, who I also think has been sensational. Blake Laurie's worked really hard. Jacob Webster's done a lot of work as well. So the Dragons with a lot of good players, but Tanner Boyd, he is really pulling all the right strings. Moala Grant-Taufa looks dangerous every time he gets the ball. Sam Healy, man, he is causing all sorts of headaches for the Dragons. Bunty Afoa, I thought he had a really, really strong start. And then off the bench, Jason Susalalil, he came on and not just a big body and caused some dramas. We're just about ready to get on with the second half now, so I'll disappear. See you later. See you at full time. Come on, Dragons fans. Fire up. So the kickoff, and we're underway for the second half, and it is Jacob Webster, one of those players I mentioned, is working really hard for the Dragons, brings it back into Tommy Ale, another player off the bench that's had a real impact, and I think that's probably been one of the big differences between the two teams in that first half, as the Warriors bench has had an enormous impact. The Dragons bench, not so much. Although Ben Murdoch-Masila looks to prove a liar of me with a really good run, quick play the ball. Ryan Hutchinson, also on the back of that good run from Murdoch-Masila, gets him up over the advantage line. And a pretty good first set here for the Dragons. Cody Ramsey goes beyond the halfway line. Well, they're not looking to go quietly into the night here, the Dragons. It comes back to Glover from the Warriors' 40-metre line. Puts it up high, getting through to contest. Matty Feeney climbed up and just hung a hand out there. But it's taken well there by Ed Cossey. I mentioned in the first half, I think he's had more errors than any other player in the competition. He's been flawless so far today, though, and he takes that one brilliantly for the Warriors. As they bring it off their line. Dragons with plenty in that tackle. Haley Finau all over Setu 2. Looked at the referee for a bit of assistance, with Haley Finau just hanging on the ball a little bit longer than he would have liked. It's Graham Talfa. Met solidly, put down onto his back and slowed down by Hutchinson and Webster. Comes back, the kick from Boyd. Goes straight down the throat of Peckham Harris, who's dropped back into that wing position there. On that left wing, well, that's an interesting move, and he gets caught high. Well, he's about 3'1", Tyler Peckham Harris. He's hard to tackle low. So it's 16-6, still the halftime scoreline. The Warriors leading the Dragons, but a penalty gets them up to halfway. It looks like there's been a bit of a shift here with Tyler Peckham Harris going to the left wing. Let's see where Jesse Williams. Maybe he's moved over to the right-hand side with Matty Feeney going into the centres. He's trying to protect, perhaps trying to protect Williams, who has been peppered with bombs. He's handled it okay, though, so it's an interesting move from Talau, if that is what he's done. Fatala Mariner crawls up towards the 20-metre line. Ilias, short ball to Murdoch-Masila. Handled well, down low, Kalani going. And an extra effort there from Luke Hanson doesn't restart the tackle count. They go back in behind the ruck there with Hutchinson. He'll play it back to Finau. Finau goes out the back with Glover on 5. Glover takes them on. Well, they might have got a restart of the tackle count for the Warriors being offside there, the Dragons. So Hutchinson on a new set here. The Dragons right on the attack. Haley Finau with dummy half. They look to be quick off the line again there, the Warriors. It hits the deck. It goes to no one. Just given to Cyrus Stanley Trail. Do your best, son. And they lose a bit of territory and momentum. Ilias out the back with Fatala Mariner. Spins out of the tackle. Fatala Mariner chopped down low. Important tackle there from Su Salalilo. And he's slow to his feet. Here is Fatala Mariner. Well, I don't know what that was. That was a gift there, an intercept from the Warriors, and then they knock on. Well, the pass was backwards, but it was direct onto the chest of a Warriors player. That'll make an interesting replay. I don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure Jonah Glover just went to the line and threw the pass straight to a Warriors player. They ran away with it, and then a Dragons player came from behind and made the tackle and forced an error. That was an ugly attacking set there from the Dragons. At the end of it, they get some sort of outcome, though. Ray Fatala Mariner, he's still down. And they're going to do some strapping on the run on the ankle. I think it was Jason Susalalo that just came down on the back of his ankle. He's going to look to stay out there because the Dragons certainly with some injury issues with no Hame Sele, no Connor Mullison, as I understand it, for the remainder of this game. Ray Fatala Mariner, he's going to look to tough it out. So we do have a bit of a break in play. Apparently the Panthers in early. Paul Alamotti with a try. I'll be heading inside to watch that with my son after this game. But for now, focused on knock-on effect New South Wales Cup Grand Final. We're back underway. This goes to Ramsey. Ramsey takes it to the line. Graham Talfa makes the tackle. Tries to come up with a strip, but Ramsey strong enough to hold on to it. Fatala Mariner testing out that ankle. Graham Talfa hits him from behind to drop him down. Turned underneath now. Murdoch Masilla struggling towards the line. Quick play the ball. Finau gets Healy well and truly offside. And Healy Finau gets to the line. Healy Finau scores. And the Dragons get first points in the second half. With a quick play the ball from Ben Murdoch Masilla. Healy Finau took off straight away. He nods to his teammates to say, yes, I definitely got there. It's 16-10. Kick to come. Well, Ben Murdoch Masilla, I'm not 100% convinced he was actually tackled. I thought he almost broke out of the tackle. Referee was happy that the tackle was completed. Quick play the ball. Healy Finau, after that tackle, goes from dummy half. Healy nowhere near square at marker, nowhere near onside. In-goal touch judge, perfectly positioned. Well, if you get a chance to look at this one, have a look at the positioning of the in-goal touch judge. Gets right in there and says, yes, on the ground. And there we get a camera angle that shows it perfectly as well. Try to Finau. And the Dragons, well, if there was any doubt that they were still in this game, that is erased with that 4-pointer. Just 6 minutes in to the second half. Jonah Glover, chance to make this a 4-point margin. $16-10, the Warriors lead on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Moves in, strikes it nicely, Glover. The Warriors lead 16-12 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. We've got plenty of time remaining in this game. Still 34 minutes left on the clock. Healy Finau gets the 4 points, but Ben Murdoch Masilla can take a big slice of the credit for that try. Kick off down to Finau, and it's with Hutchinson. Hutchinson brings it back. He's held up and driven backwards. Graham Taufa, he's done a lot of defence to start this second half. Moala Graham Taufa, the centre 3/4. Haley Finau again out of dummy half. Well, I think he caught Tom Arlane offside. Referee disagrees. Haley Finau's having an impact. So is this man, Ben Murdoch-Masila. He gets an offload back to Finau. They combine. It goes out now with Fatala Mariner. Fatala Mariner struggling, trying to get the arms free. It's wrapped up there by Jeremiah Toiava. Hutchison goes across, and it's with Sagranis. Sagranis looks to struggle free of the tackle of Fadialofa. We'll play it back. They go short side with Glover. Glover's going to bomb towards the middle of the field. Cody Ramsey again charging through. Ramsey gets up. He's knocked that forward, I think. Ramsey. Ilias reaches out and puts it down. I think that's a knock on here from Cody Ramsey. The referee is going upstairs to have a look at it. At the moment, it's being added to the Dragons' tally. I think this is a knock on from Cody Ramsey. Lachlan Ilias reaches out and puts it down. Let's see how they rule on this. Ramsey certainly climbed up above them. If you can't rule on a forward pass, can you rule on whether this goes forward from Cody Ramsey? Lachlan Ilias reaches out and plants it. I don't know if we can hear the video. I might just turn this up for a sec.
So, I suspect he said it been in.
Oh, so there we go. Decision made pretty quickly. So not a try to the Dragons. The Warriors lead 16 points to 12 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Got 48 minutes gone. Still 32 minutes to go as they go out to Hanson. Hanson show and go. Chop down by Peckham Harris, who's gone. He's gone back to the right-hand side. They go straight through Fadialofa. Fadialofa looking to position Tuapiki. Tuapiki, he gets chopped down from behind, gets the pass back. The Dragons dive on it. Well, the Warriors, they are pointing. There's a penalty here against the Dragons for holding a player out. This may be somebody in the sin bin for 10 minutes. The Warriors, there is 13 Warriors with 10 fingers in the air. Fadialofa goes straight through. Tane Tuapiki comes on the inside. The tackle is made there. Well, that's not a tackle. That shouldn't even be a penalty. Lachlan Ilias is just running back. He does not make a tackle here. He does run in to Freddie Lussick. The referee gives a penalty. He is putting Lachlan Ilias in the sin bin. I obviously think that's harsh. 10 minutes in the bin for Lachlan Ilias. This is a big 10-minute period in the context of this game. The Warriors, you would think, will take the 2 points and go up 18 points to 12. Ilias slowly making his way off the field. Well, that replay doesn't do Ilias any favours. He does make the tackle there, and probably a fair decision. In that circumstance, you have to put him in the sin bin. That last replay there, he did seem to wrap the arms around Freddie Lussick. The penalty goal is successful from the Warriors, and they go up 18 points to 12 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. And the Dragons reduced to 12 men for the next 10 minutes. They'd be worried about that defence there. Just allowed Kailas Fadialofa to stride straight through. Some paper-thin Dragons defence. Let's see how the Dragons react. Sometimes having a player put in the sin bin can see a team really come together. And there's good first contact. Nick Sagranis and Peckham Harris. I was just in the middle of saying Peckham Harris looks like he's moved back to that right-hand side after being on the left-hand side to start this half. So moving the wingers and centres around a fair bit here at the moment, Willie Tuller. So I don't know if there's some sort of issue. I haven't seen Jesse Williams to start this second half. So I think that perhaps Cyrus Stanley Trail is on the field for him. So work down a short side now, the Warriors. And again, a bit of space. There is Williams. So he's got the head bandaged up. So maybe some sort of head cut for Williams. They've made some great territory here in this set. So they come now with Lussick. Well, that was a bit standstill there from the Warriors. But they're just 30 metres out here from the Dragons' line. This has been a really good set after points. Healy looking to drop this down into a corner. It goes into the in-goal area. Nowhere to go for Cody Ramsey. He just has to take a step over the dead ball line. Well, a fantastic set after points. It does not get any better than that from the New Zealand Warriors. They get down into an attacking position late in the count, and a perfect kick from Sam Healy into the in-goal area. Nowhere for Cody Ramsey to go. Now their captain, Kalani, going, makes his way back out onto the field. Try and ram home their advantage. A 20-metre kick that asked no questions at all there from Cody Ramsey. Goes straight down the throat of Ed Cossey. The Warriors with a one-man advantage. Blake Laurie back on the field. Looking to get some experience out there, the Dragons. It's with Hansen. Hansen, there's a 6 again. The Dragons offside. Lussick goes across to Going. Looks to get through the tackle there of Webster. He just holds on. Cody Ramsey barking instructions for players to get out to the left-hand side. The Warriors, they go to the other side of the field. Tipped on. Comes out to Cossey. The Dragons adjust defensively well enough. And now Graham Telfer almost goes through. Well, somehow almost piloted through the gap. Matty Feeney makes the tackle. Goes out the back. It's with Boyd. Now it's with Tuapiki. He hands it off. He flicks it over the top to Situ 2. And a big try for the Warriors. They're out to a 22-12 lead with a kick to come. Ali Leatoa, he did well with that last pass. Just held the ball in his hand like an apple and just handed it over the top of the Dragons' defence to an unmarked Warriors winger, who scores his second. The Warriors back up by 10. They are taking advantage of this one-man overlap. The Dragons caught short. They held on well. They scrambled pretty well. In the end, Williams 2-on-1. Goes out. Situ 2 gets his second try of the game, of the grand final. And stretches the Warriors' lead. Any way we can watch the game, you can go to Bar TV Sports and try and subscribe. It's $6.95 to subscribe. You've got about 25 minutes left of this game. So other than that, if you don't want to pay $6.95, the only option I know of is to stay here and keep listening to me. So we found the Warriors supporters base. Plenty of Warriors here behind Tanner Boyd. We're going to use the Sharks' spirit fingers here to will this one over. Hoping to give them a 12-point lead. We come towards the back end of this decider. Moves in. Oh, that's a beautiful strike from Boyd. Never looked like missing. And the Warriors go up 24 points to 12 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. 25 minutes to go. And suddenly the Dragons, with Lachlan Ilias in the sin bin, They look up against it. There is still plenty of time. But it's the New Zealand Warriors in the box seat. So kick-off goes down to Farialofa. He's put down by Fatala Mariner and Webster. Dragons, of course, short on troops as well. No Hame Sele, who lasted just 14 minutes in the decider. They also lost Connor Mollison to what looked like a pretty bad injury. I'm thinking ACL injury for Connor Mollison. So now the Warriors, they move it up towards halfway. It comes from Tuapiki out to Hanson. The gap closes there as he tries to slice through it. Tyler Peckham, Harris and Glover make the tackle. Tuapiki turns that one underneath. On tackle 5, again, they're just 40 metres out from the Dragons' line. The bomb goes down towards Ramsey, catches it a centimetre short of his own try line. Another perfect kick from the Warriors. They are playing this period of the game absolutely perfectly. Since the Dragons were reduced down to 12 men, the Warriors have been flawless. They've gone out to a 24-12 lead. Is that a match-winning lead? Well, we've got 24 minutes to find out. It's Cody Ramsey. He plays that to Laurie. Laurie just takes that one into Iremaya Toiava. He puts him down onto his back. He struggled to find his front in this game as Blake Laurie, as the kick from Glover goes down to Ed Cossey, who had his arms up above his head, but takes it cleanly again. See, none of the issues from Cossey today that have plagued him throughout 2025. The Warriors again, bringing it out of their own end, up towards the 40-metre line. Chopped down low there, Leatoa. And flopped in late there, Jonah Glover. And yep, that's the ruling there from the referee. Jonah Glover flopping in late after the tackle was completed. Let's have a look at the replay. I think that's rough. I think he broke through the tackle. The tackle wasn't complete at all until Glover got to him. Again, a rough call there against the Dragons. Referee in general's been pretty good. He obviously ruled him held from the first tackle around the legs. But he didn't break the tackle, and Glover flopping in slowed it down, but it gives the Warriors a great opportunity to perhaps put this one to bed. The Dragons can't hold on here. That's stripped one-on-one, knocked forward there by Ramsey. One-on-one strip from Ramsey, ongoing. He dragged it forward. That is the ruling from the referee. He's got that one spot on. Ramsey defending in the line. He broke through the tackle of Jacob Webster. Ramsey one-on-one, ripped it forward before Stanley Trail dived on the loose ball. So it'll be a scrum feed here for the Warriors, not too far away from being 13 on 13. Lachlan Ilias won't be far away from returning for this final 20 minutes, but the Dragons, they have to hold on until then. Breaking from the scrum and doing well there is Haley Finau. Makes the tackle on Tame Tuapiki. Boyd comes towards the middle. Hit hard there, almost rocking it free there on Su Salalilo. He just managed to hold on to the ball. Now with Going. Going runs at Ramsey. Stanley Trail gets in there to finish off the tackle, along with Laurie. Now across to Boyd. Dummies inside. Goes outside to Farialofa. He's put down by Webster. Lussick, the dummy half. Short ball. Stowers Smith tries to power over the line. The Dragons' defence was really good there. First contact solid. On 5, it comes to Boyd. Rolling it in behind. The Warriors lead the chase. They get to the ball, and it's a try to Eddie Iremaya Toiava. And the Warriors might have just wrapped up the grand final. The knock-on effect, New South Wales Cup Premiership. Well, they've got a couple of hands on it now, the Warriors. Well, it was a good defensive set, it must be said, from the Dragons. The last play, a perfect little kick in behind from Tanner Boyd. Jeremiah Toiava led the race all the way, just had to ground it cleanly. It looked like he did. Ramsey couldn't get to it. Williams couldn't close the space. Lachlan Ilias just back onto the field. He couldn't get there either. And plenty of Warriors fans in the comments now. As the Dragons fans, well, they're a little distraught. 28-12 to the Warriors. 20 minutes to go. Well, there's an injury to the try scorer. Jeremiah Toiava. He's been hobbling since he scored the try. I don't know whether the cover defence might have come down on his ankle, but he's done himself an injury. Boyd sets up the try, converts it as well. It's an 18-point margin. The biggest of the match. It's 30 points to 12. The Warriors over the Dragons. 19 minutes to go. 18 points the gap. Well, the Warriors, they've been perfect. Since Lachlan Ilias was sent to the bin, the Warriors have been absolutely fantastic. They've done everything right. Tanner Boyd, instrumental in what they've done, controlling them around the park. Luke Hanson, good as well. Jeremiah Toiava, the try scorer, he hobbles off the field, so an injury concern there for next week for Jeremiah Toiava if they do go on to win this game. Stowers Smith runs into Matty Feeney, gets an offload. Comes with Cossey. Well, there's just enough time left for the Dragons. It's just a matter of whether they believe or not. It looks to be in the keeping of the Warriors. So go down short side. Su Salaluo, another really good, strong charge. He's been very physical. It's Lussick. Goes out to Tuapiki. He goes across field and put down by Graham Talfa. Well, just as it looked like it was opening up for the Warriors once again, they are cutting the Dragons to ribbons right now. They look well on top. The Dragons, the body language. It looks a little beaten. They haven't had the ball for a while, though. James Gray, the score is 30 points to 12. The Warriors leading the Dragons. 17 and a half to play. Jonah Glover will feed the scrum. They go a couple wide from Ilias to Laurie. He's been tireless. Ilias out the back to Buchanan. He's been very, very quiet here in this second half, Buchanan. Comes across into the middle of the field. It's a lot of passing, not a lot of people wanting to run the ball, though. No need to tell you that it's Cody Ramsey that eventually decides to take that under his wing. In behind the ruck goes Sagranis. Sagranis, he's put down, wants a quick play the ball. All over the football. That's got to be 6 again. Ed Cossey just refused to let go of the ball. Turned underneath to Fatala Mariner. Fatala Mariner gets the arms free. There was a bit of netball defending there from the Warriors. Ilias inside. Now it goes to Ramsey. Ramsey's put down. Tackle 5. They didn't restart the tackle count for that issue there with Cossey. On 5. It comes across and it's with Ilias. Ilias bombing to the corner. Jesse Williams. He climbs up. He knocks it backwards into the hands of a Warriors player. It's cleaned up. You guessed it, Tanner Boyd, the man that gets on the loose ball. And Jesse Williams, well, he won the aerial battle. But couldn't catch it, knocked it backwards. No Dragon there to claim it. So now the Warriors bringing it off their own try line. Buntiafoa had a very good first stint. He's on to ram the advantage home here of the Warriors. Stowers Smith looking to do the same. Runs into Sagranis, who looks to work him over on the ground. They're going to kick here from inside their 30. Boyd rams that one long and finds space. Kick to the Seagulls. Picked up by Williams. Didn't look comfortable picking it up, but gets it on the second attempt. Races back into the Warriors' chase. Now with Finai. Scored a double against the Warriors in the qualifying final. He's got through a lot of work today, but hasn't found any space. 3 line breaks in that game. Comes across to Ilias. Ilias holds it up, gets it out to Buchanan. Buchanan gets sorted out. Setu 2 jams in and hammers Hayden Buchanan. Now Blake Laurie up over the halfway line. Finds his front for a rare time in this game, but it is tackle 5. Goes to Glover, tries to hit the belly of the ball. I don't think he struck it as he would have liked. It's taken by Tuapiki. He looks to get around Webster. Webster doesn't allow that. And Sagranis closes the space as well. Locks him up. They go wide. Well, that's a catch pass. Goes out to Graham Taufa on the bounce. He's picked up by Peckham Harris. Put down inside his own 20. Charging up Blake Laurie, but he bounces off the tackle. There of Ed Cossey. Now in behind the ruck goes Buntiafoa, who looked to offload and knocked it on. Well, the body language of the Dragons, I can't see the referee on my screen. It looks like this might actually be going against it. Well, they're saying where they want the scrum packed. So the body language here of the Dragons looked like they were exhausted. It's Buntiafoa. Why he's trying to offload in that situation, I have absolutely no idea. Great work from Jacob Webster, just pulled at the arm, made sure he knocked it on. The Dragons have a great opportunity here. If they can score, they have to go up in 6s, mind you. They can score. This one isn't over just yet. They probably have to score in this set. Blake Laurie, he's put down, finds his front, wants a quick play of the ball. Finau. Goes across field to Glover. Glover to Ilias. Ilias dummies inside. Goes outside to Stanley Trail. Stanley Trail backs towards the 10-metre line and the ball comes free. Well, that might just about do it. Plenty of backslapping from the Warriors players. Cyrus Stanley Trail. A good, strong run. Bounces out 2 tackles. Stowers Smith comes over the top. And just that last effort from Kalani going forces the ball 3 of the grasp of Cyrus Stanley Trail. As I fill up the beer. 30-12, the Warriors lead. An 18-point advantage. 12 minutes left on the clock. I tell you, it has not been a great year for New South Wales. They lost the State of Origin series. Of course, that's the biggest blow. But representing New South Wales on grand final day will be the team from New Zealand up against the Burleigh Bears, and also the New South Wales team that won the under-21s premiership was the Melbourne Storm. So it has not been a good year at all for New South Wales. I don't know how the Panthers Brisbane game is going. There might not be a lot of representation for New South Wales on grand final day at all. Last I heard, the Panthers were leading, though. Sagranis takes it up into Hanson. Healy in that tackle as well. Healy's been fantastic. Comes across with Ramsey. Ramsey stands in the tackle of going. Looks like he's on an edge now, Kalani going. Ramsey will play it. We'll lose a bit of the stream again, so I'm probably a bit behind some people. It's for Tyler Mariner. He's tried hard. On the last, they go to Ramsey. Ramsey gets, Ramsey and Sagranis. Ramsey's blowing up at Nick Sagranis, who just got in the way. He has to take the tackle on last. Well, Cody Ramsey's trying right to the final minutes of this game. I'm not sure where Nick Sagranis was going there, to be honest. I think he was just chasing through on a kick and not really paying attention. To be fair, the Warriors have been the best team all season. The deserved premiers. 18-point lead, 10 minutes to go. It's a 10-minute victory lap here for the Warriors as Bunty Afoa takes it up to the 30-metre line of the Dragons. Boyd out the back to Hansen. Hansen goes wider. Comes out to Cossey. The Dragons' defence really good there. Some of the best defence on the edge we've seen from the Dragons so far today. Boyd bombs towards Williams, who comes forward to it. That's knocked forward there by Ilias. And the Warriors will stay on the attack. 14-0, I'm told. The Panthers leading the Broncos. Fuck Queensland. I think we can all agree with that. They get the scrum feed here, New Zealand. They look to put the cherry on top of what's been a fine performance. Tuapiki goes to the line. Short ball to Graham Talfa. Put down by Sagranis. Healy goes out to Lussick, to Afoa. Bounces away from the tackle. There is Stanley Trail, who comes again. Jacob Webster. He'll earn a sleep tonight, Jacob Webster, and again works hard from marker to make the tackle on Healy. Lussick gets to dummy half. Goes out to Boyd. Boyd to Tuapiki. Tuapiki, short ball to Leotoa. Long pass to Stowers Smith. Goes over the head there of his halfback. I don't know whether the halfback was too happy about that. Healy to dummy half. He takes a little look at a dummy half. Ramsey holds onto the ball, pushes him back into the field of play. Jacob Webster again in the tackle. And they'll hand it over. The Dragons, they are out on their feet. They have no energy left for this final 7.5 minutes. And on for the last time in his career comes Big Ben Murdoch-Masila. He's had a history with both these clubs. And he will finish on the field in this final 7 minutes before he retires in what has been a fine career. He gets his head trapped there. Tyler Peckham-Harris. Kalani going, arguing the toss. He certainly got his head trapped and might have tried to give him room, but there was certainly pressure. Not that it was going to matter too much. As Hayden Buchanan takes a tap, takes it into contact, going again involved in that tackle. Comes out Glover. Well, read beautifully there by Luke Hansen. Peckham-Harris gets out a dummy half, goes out the back now to Ramsey. Ramsey, he's put on the hurdy-gurdy, spun around on the merry-go-round. Webster. Webster, the Dragons' best for mine. He has just been wonderful out there in jersey 13. I don't know that he's at a rest. That's a forward pass there from the Dragons, touched by the Warriors. I don't think they're calling the forward pass. They do eventually get the call. I think it was the referee himself that called the forward pass, not the touch judge. I think the touch judge was happy with the pass. It was it was forward by a considerable margin from Lachlan Ilias. Ilias great in the first half. Sinbind in the 49th minute. That was a massive moment in this game. The Warriors from that minute, from the 49th minute, they've been well and truly in control of this contest. They lead 30 points to 12 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. And thanks very much to all the Warriors fans joining the stream. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of Dragons fans on the stream that haven't enjoyed it quite as much. But the Warriors, you'll feature on Grand Final day. I'm sure you'd have preferred it to be featuring in the NRL Grand Final, but the state championship, it'll kick off the day up against the Burleigh Bears. Josh Rogers from my part of the world over here in Western Australia as they go wide now with Hansen. He plays for the Burleigh Bears, so I think the Warriors, they should be able to beat Burleigh. I think the New South Wales Cup competition significantly stronger than the Queensland Cup competition, and the Warriors should go into that one as favourites. As Jesse Williams got some sort of shoulder issue here. The Dragons get a penalty. Tony Going gets you the reasons for the penalty. It's all elementary though. The Dragons, they kicked for the sideline. And into this final 4 minutes. Thanks, Dustin. And a great performance from the Warriors. And you might be able to tell in my voice now, I'm very upset. I certainly would have loved for my Dragons to come away with a premiership, beaten by a better team on the day. And the better team all season. They've been the best team in the New South Wales Cup competition by some margin. Ramsey, short ball to Murdoch Masilla. Murdoch Masilla can't get the pass back to Ramsey. Wants a quick play the ball. Can we get the Dragons fans something to cheer about? Ramsey trip over the top. Ramsey chasing through. Lussick hits it over the dead ball line. We'll have a goal line dropout. Well, Ben Murdoch Masilla, well, he's done everything he can. Freddie Lussick tapping that one dead. Taylor's Fatialofa. Oh, tell you what, tough job deciding man of the match in this game. The Warriors have had it's been a very even contribution as Jet Cleary is out onto the field for the final few minutes. He's going to do this dropout. He's looking at a short dropout, you would think. Nothing to lose. No, he goes long. No Dragon wants to catch it. I'll be with Blake Laurie. Tell you what, in terms of man of the match, the two edge forwards, Kalis Fatialofa, Eddie Iramaya Toyava, they've both been fantastic. An offload there to Peckham Harris from Fatala Mara. That's stripped out by the Warriors with two in that tackle. Referees are happy with it though, and it's play on. It'll be hard to go past Tanner Boyd, who is he's been the puppeteer. He's been the guy that has controlled it around the park. He hasn't done anything overly brilliant. He did set up the try for Iramaya Toyava, but he's just guided the Warriors around the park in this game. And I think if I was giving the award, it would be going to Tanner Boyd. Sam Healy, another one that I think has been wonderful for the Warriors out of dummy half. They were two players that made a big difference because the Dragons winning the qualifying final 24 points to 10 a couple of weeks ago, but that was without Boyd, it was without Healy. I think those two have made a huge difference to the Warriors in the way that they played this game. And, I mean, they've won it pretty comfortably here in the end. There's a mistake here from Stowers-Smith. 6 again, says that the referee. It comes out to Going. Going gets it wide, and eventually a call comes from the sideline, but it was a Warriors knock on. We're into the last minute of the game, though, so no cherry on top for the Warriors there, but I don't think they'll care. They've won this game 30 points to 12. They are the New South Wales Cup premiers. I don't know that anybody is racing to pack this scrum. You are most welcome, August Thompson-Jackson. Damo tips his hat to the Wars. I'm sure they'll have plenty of support there on grand final day. Thanks, Damo. The Dragons, they look like they're going to finish with the ball, although they put the kick through. Cody Ramsey chasing through, but Tane Tuapiki was awake to that tactic. He gets the pass. The last play of the game, you would think here. It's with Jet Cleary. He's put down. The siren will sound any moment. The last run will come from Kalis Fatialofa. Well, maybe not. We don't have the official clock, so maybe there's a little bit more time left than I thought. It was Tanner Stowers-Smith. He's put down by Stanley Trail, and they're looking up at the clock. They want it. They want the siren. Lussick, he'll take the tackle. And that is it. The Warriors, they celebrate. They are your New South Wales Cup premiers. Scott Ross says, good season. Missed Talangahu. I think we missed all the players that got injured. Locko Tonga, Jet Liu, I think were massive misses. The final score is the Warriors, 30 points to 12 over the Dragons. The fan-voted player of the match is the same as mine in Tanner Boyd. He gets the fan-voted player of the match. He may get the player of the match from, I don't know, whoever officially decides it as well. It's been a great performance. The New Zealand Warriors, they win it 30 points to 12, a double to Setu to Moala Graham Talfa, Sam Healy, Eddie Iramaya Toyava. They all scored tries for the Warriors for their 30 points. While for the Dragons, Hayden Buchanan and Haeli Finau got grand final tries. But in the end, the Warriors, too good. They will take on the Burleigh Bears on grand final day. The Dragons, though, they get to do a bit of this. They go straight on to Mad Monday. They won't be featuring on grand final day. So thank you very much for joining us. Cheers to Dragons fans, Warriors fans alike. You've been great. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? It's Wars time. Congratulations to the New Zealand Warriors. We might finish there with Putu. Thank you very much for your comments throughout. And, well, see you next year. Well, I will be doing a bit of Mad Dragons Podcast Player of the Year votes, so we'll see how that ends up. But in any case, good luck. Good luck to the Warriors against the Bears next week. And, catch you in 2026.
Coco is at Mel's heart, she wears it on her sleeve. As Mustard tells tales of dragons, wins and tuna victory. Tony and the NP crew will do their very best. Hitting up topic and I digress with a red V on our chest. The Mad Dragon Podcast is a sheep of camaraderie. Navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of big wet feet. And so our peddlers speak the tales and our pursuit is our dream. The Mad Dragon Podcast.